collectors in disguise. Children of Primus, collectors in disguise. Children of Primus, collectors in disguise. Children of Primus. Children of Primus.
Hello.
Frenzy Freestyle Sundays, Teletran 2 segment, and hello.
Look at my cat. She's just behind me, being like, I think this show should be about me, actually. Everybody look at me.
It's a happy cat.
Yeah.
Again, Impactor on that opening. I could watch that Megatron mass shift over and over again, man. That was so creative. I love it.
Yeah, it's just so great.
It is amazing.
By the way, I had not seen that Transformer show yet. But the only reason I want to wait until I get this other animation on, you know, how Sony Animation, they did the Spider-Verse movies, and that movie of theirs he did recently, K-pop Demon Hunters. I kind of want to get that out of my system before I get on to, like, you know, these little 10-minute shows, because I feel like otherwise I'm going to give them the unfair comparisons.
Man, my young niece, who's what is she, like 10 now, 11?
Mm-hmm.
She's just obsessed with K-pop Demon Hunters. I've never watched it in my life, but
I was pleasantly surprised by it. I think, like, even if you're not a Spider-Man fan, I think you can appreciate, like, Spider-Verse. Because I know people who didn't like Spider-Man before they saw that movie, just because of the animation.
They were definitely aiming for, like, meme status, because everything I've seen about it is just the faces of all the characters from it, pulling, like, weird expressions and stuff.
When their eyes go into six-packs, and then they turn into cobs of corn, and then the cobs of corn turn into popcorn. When they're like, oh, look at that boy's abs, he's so hot.
Whoa! Hello.
Yeah,
Mr. M and Mr. O. Mr. M.O.
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening. What is Sutton's talking about? Popcorn.
The movie K-pop Demon Hunters, which
it's the same
has enthralled my
that did the Spider-Verse movies.
Okay. Yeah. I thought you were talking about, you know, some Beavis and Butthead stuff there.
Oh, yeah, you've not heard of K-pop?
You got the black cat.
Have I not heard of K-pop?
Yeah.
Yeah, those little kids, they used to rip off other popular songs and then they were sold to the consumers.
That's Kids Bop.
You know, from Mattel. You know, 1995. Your parents shipping and handling.
Exactly.
It made me think of, like, Macross Plus, and that was a rated M release.
$7.99 for cassette, $13.99 for LP.
And then it makes me think of Persona 3 and 4, just because you have, like, the mix of modern with the undertones of, like, fantasy elements. And that series is rated M. I mean, definitely. Now, that movie, K-pop, it's Demon Hunters. It's not, you know, rated M or R itself. But, I mean, the stuff that it makes me think of is, like I said, Minecraft Plus, Persona 3 and 4.
That's on you, bro. If it's making you think of inappropriate
You know what I like to do one day? I would just like to, like, everybody be quiet and see how long Sutton will go. And have a bet.
Yeah, but I got stuff I want to talk about and show off.
I know, but so we'll do a bet and see how long he will go without none of us saying a word.
2 minutes.
No, I think more than that.
Oh, 2 minute segment. You know, we've set them 2 minutes, and it's going to be the segment called "Where Does the Trailer Go?"
Cover space.
The trailer goes before the movie. Easy.
All right, Mr. Magnus. If you look behind me, you see the new display case, which means that I could finally get into the case that Rodimus was in. Make sure it's autographed.
Nice.
But what I'm showing off here is your wing that you gave me on.
Oh, nice.
On Rodimus. and it fit in just fine. It works. Yeah, it's gorgeous. I love it. Thank you. I couldn't that case, excuse me, that was here was a backloader, and it's pretty much up against the wall. So I wasn't moving it and knocking everything over just to put the wing on.
You know,
Did I tell you all about the new cases that I got back when I got them? The argument that I was having with the person that was selling them, that they were at a decent price, but I'm a haggler. You know, if I can get it cheaper, I'm going to get it cheaper. I'm going to try anyway. And I was like, man, these are great. They're the sizes I need, but they're going to go up against a wall. So I mean, I'm just going to be sealed out of them. You know, I'm gonna have to put everything in them and then move them against the wall, and then I'm not going to be able to do anything with them. So I think I'm going to walk away. And they dropped another $100 off of the pair, so I got both of them for like $175. They wanted $375 for them. I already got them down to $275, and then she dropped another $100 off of them just to get them out of her house.
Nice.
Nice.
Uh,
It's a good thing about marketplace.
what they didn't know
down.
was that I know how they're built, and I have these things for taking, you know, industrial glass out. They're these great big suction cups.
Mhm.
And so once I put them in place, my son was over here and he was like, Dad, how are we going to get anything in them? He said, are you just positioning it? And I said, no, we're going to load them. And he said, let me guess, I got to crawl behind it in that little bitty space and you're going to guide my hand from up here. And I said, no. And I went and got those suction cups, put them on the top, pumped them down, and I lifted the top piece of glass off. And he went, are you kidding me? I said, yeah.
Mr.
And we
Magnus
just
is
loaded
a
everything from the top,
fan of
and it slid
display
the glass back
cases.
on top, released the suction cups.
Technology, isn't it a wonderful thing?
Mhm.
Yeah, but just because it was right there in my face when you showed it off, Toy Warp. You know, Toy Hack sells replacement sticker sets for Rodimus Prime, so you can absolutely refresh that windshield from them.
Yeah, well, you know, that came off during childhood because this is one of the few that I have remaining
Oh.
from childhood. So
Oh.
I know I could get replacement stickers for it, but it's just as played with when I was a kid. So
So you're doing it for the aesthetic, which is its own thing.
yep.
You know, it's funny. Even though Toy Hacks has those replaceable labels, for a lot of our older figures, we keep them exactly as they are. Like I don't like with my old ones. I don't want to put the new stickers on them. Like I like the stickers that it came with like almost 40 years ago.
Yeah, I can use that to segue
Now, I
into
don't have a
TFCON
problem
stuff.
I don't have a problem buying the Toy Hacks labels to make a new piece look like the old piece.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did that with a couple of them. I think Jazz is one of them, and the G2 Sideswipe.
Okay.
I got the Toy Hacks labels for that one. But yeah, if my labels are peeling off of one that I played with when I was 9 years old, that's the way it's going to be.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let me show one thing off here because it pertains to that. One of the things I managed to get at TFCon. Bill, you sent me a.
So I could not. I tried 5 or 6 times to log in to where I could watch it live. I could only watch it after you all had posted it.
Ooh.
Interesting.
I could not come up while you all were live. I don't know how many other people were having this issue, but I tried 2 or 3 times, and I've reset my router and everything else, thinking it was on my end, but I could not get it to go in.
Soundwave.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a
So how
couple
was
years
the con?
ago. Oh, it was well, I mean, the bit I was there for was great. You best ask those guys though.
Well, it's I guess we'll go in order. Well, I think Fear of Courage. What were you going to show off from the con?
Oh, I didn't want to get into my full haul yet, unless you want me to share the photo and do that. But a couple years ago, Mr. Magnus sent me a G1 scoop and a care package, right? And it took me until this TFCon to finally manage to get both of his Target Master friends, Hole Punch and Tracer. I mean, they had the yellow one before, but I only got the blue one this convention. And I was segueing him into him because he has all his stickers, but they're all a bit worn. But I kind of like keeping him that way because he's a construction vehicle, so it makes sense there'd be a little bit of wear and tear on them. So it's another thing where I'm keeping it that way for the aesthetic.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I had my brother's wedding on Saturday, so I was only really there to do some setup on Friday, and I had to peace out pretty early because there was a rehearsal dinner. But then I did make it there on Sunday. Didn't really have time to see any panels except for the one we were at. Yeah, I just manned my booth, did some shopping and stuff, and shout out to both Andrew and also everybody there who just kind of manned my table for me. And 75% of my stock was sold on Saturday, so I did pretty well with my sales. but but yeah, like I guess the big story for me is just getting a haul of stuff and really efficiently tackling the shopping. And yeah, I guess I can share the photos of what I got because I was like, I don't really have a good space to hold them up right now. Um, yeah, I just took a photo of my whole TFCON haul after I got it. One of the things I wanted to do was grab some friends for Omega Prime now that I have him, which is all the other updates of guys from the 2001 Robots in Disguise series. So I got Sideburn, who was the bumblebee of the show, Towline, who the crazy guy who doesn't want you to park anywhere ever, or else he'll tow you. Skybite, the poetic shark. He does haikus all the time. And Scourge, Optimus Prime's rival. I got him loose. Then I grabbed the updated Bumblebee that they did for the new Bumblebee movie, like the improved version that actually looks like he did in the film. I grabbed a Generation 2 Trooper from the Troop Building 4-pack they did a year or two ago, because I didn't want the rest of the pack, but I just wanted that guy. And a convention is where you find these guys loose. I got a large Megatron Blokey, which I'm going to build as we talk here. It's not a little guy; it's a full, it's a full classic class dude. Because my name comes from a line he said in the 2007 movie, so I wanted a Megatron, and this is the cheapest one.
Yeah, I remember you talking about him when I shared that, and it's accompanying well, not accompanying, adjacent Optimus Prime '07 kit
Mm-hmm.
in chat.
And the middle here is the big non-transforming Lost Light Rodimus figure, which I found the specifics out about. This is going to be an SDCC exclusive next weekend. They just, ages 3 and up who had stock of it, they let them release a few of them early at TFCON. So it's a TFCON SDCC exclusive that I was lucky enough to get a copy of. And down there's my little guy who went with Scoop, and I got me a shiny gold Generation 2 Bumblebee just for the heck of it as my retro grab. So that's all the stuff I got, which is pretty much the whole story for TFCon for me because I didn't really have time to do much else.
Bring that picture back.
Mm-hmm.
Go up. Does that say $42?
40 even. That's in Canadian dollars. I did overpay a little bit on that guy, but he's several years old at this point, and I saved money on quite a few other guys, so I was comfortable with that.
And I just saw that Skybite at Walmart this weekend.
Yeah, that's just a normal new figure. I just paid like normal prices for that at the con because I was like, forget it, I'm here.
I forgot about the difference in Canadian and American, so yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, like the Sideburn I got for...
Is he going that high? I might have to sell a couple.
The best deal of the con was I got the Sideburn, which is supposed to cost about the same for $15 because somebody was just letting them go, and he's sealed and everything, so that was pretty cool.
The one in the upper left corner?
Yeah.
Well, the one running joke was the Rodimus Prime. Because how much were they selling it for? I believe 60.
Oh yeah, the G1 one that I got, right?
Yeah. So wait, was it the G1? Like the one in the image, where there was this joke. Essentially, the table that was selling that Rodimus, they were right across from us, and they were selling them for like $60, and they were like sold out on like early on the Saturday. And then the table on the other side.
No, it wasn't that one. It wasn't that one. It was the Shockwave, the one that I wanted.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you wanted the comic edition
$60.
Shockwave.
And
Yeah, I
then
remember
they
you
were
grousing
selling it
about that.
for $90 on the other side of the room. So we're like, whoever that guy was on the other side of the room just walked over, bought a handful of them for 60, and then just brought them back to his table and charged 90 for them.
Profit's not a dirty word.
Capitalist at its finest.
Capitalist at its finest. Mario says, hello again, guys. And Impactor says, I have returned.
Hello.
Let me just see
I
how
also have a
everybody-
haul from TFCON, which I don't usually have hauls, but every TFCon, like I, see a couple I grew up with and no longer have. So I'm like, you know what? Let me hold on to them. I know Mr. All will appreciate this one, which I find funny. Actually,
What? A Unicron? Oh, I have that one.
Oh, which that's is that what's the name of that GoBot?
His name is right on
Slicks.
his chest, which I find quite funny.
What's his name? Sorry, I didn't hear.
Slicks.
Licks.
Slicks. Oh, it literally wears his name on his chest.
Yes. So I mean, like that's talk about Transformer. Like his name is on his chest. And another one I haven't had in a while.
G1 Inferno.
G1 Inferno.
Inferno.
So I gotta get his guns in his hands, and there's also
Oh, look, that's things that come in multi-box stuff. So I may have some of those. I'll look and see if I've got any.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the G2 release of Inferno also came with a little plug water blaster.
Oh, those are the old Micromasters, right? They're not like the new ones.
The old ones.
The ones that actually stand up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is Professor D, I think a couple of years ago, had the newer ones, and essentially as he was moving the hinges, like it popped out, whereas at least the G1 Micromasters, they still had metal pins and were still made of sturdy plastic. So they still had like that G1 sturdiness construction, whereas like the most recent ones, it seems more and more flimsy.
Yeah, generally a case of the G1 ones being better.
And of course the one that I had when it came out, and over the years it has been misplaced. Was this guy?
Ooh, so I was yeah.
Yep.
I was jealous when I heard about this because I didn't get to see any of this stuff based on the way our schedules lined up.
I know.
Yeah. So that does he have everything?
Everything.
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
Everything.
He has his Power Master. He has all of his guns. He has everything.
Yep. IQ is right over here, and all of his guns are there. And then really, that's the only accessories he had was the two shoulder cannons, his rifles, and IQ.
Yeah. So that's a good find then. The fact that he's got all of his stuff.
Yeah, I saw that, and I'm like, oh, he's complete. I'm just gonna jump on it.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Now, before we jump to everyone else, I do want to say a shout out to all of our guests, because the one thing at TFCon is the minute we set up our lounge, we just had guest after guest after guest, which was really cool.
Yeah.
So on the Saturday, and this is actually funny, we had Magnus Multiverse. So there's another Magnus from from another multiverse, and the other joke was,
States.
our Magnus is white. The multiverse Magnus is black, but they're both from the States. So this was funny.
Yeah, so okay, first of all, we have to apologize to Magnus. Remember, it was crazy because the video and the sound wasn't really great during his interview because there were some settings that Mike was still trying to figure it out. So we definitely want him to come on to the show and have a conversation with us. So if you're watching, again, we apologize. We definitely want you to come on and we can have that good conversation. One of the reasons why we said multi-universe is because just like our Magnus, this Magnus buys everything in 3s and 4s and all that stuff, right? So
Something about the Magnus name.
Put it this way.
And you know what? And you know why we do it? Do you know why we do it?
Yes, we know
Because
why.
we can't deal with it now. We're going to deal with it later, but we're going to make sure we got enough to deal with them.
Exactly.
That way you don't have to spend the time, transforming it back and forth every time. You can have one that you leave
Ain't got time for that.
transform,
You know,
one
Ain't nobody
that
got time for that.
mold, and then one that you leave for the rare occasions you do have time to transform.
here's robot.
And
Here's
then the one in the box.
0.2 seconds.
Yeah, and the funny part is he was just talking about, oh, I have to do an extension on the house, right?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So I'm like, wait, we got our Magnus. You could talk to him about his extension to the house that he did for his stuff, right? So yeah, you guys gotta hook up, man. Honestly, man.
Like true multiverse. It's like the both of y'all are like just similarities.
My gaming room is getting a complete transformation next weekend. I have posted. I can remember a time where if you put a pool table up online for free, there would be a line of people. I've had this thing up for 2 months. This is a single slate top, 6 foot, what they call a bar box pool table. For free.
No
Come and
joke.
get it.
No joke. You want to get rid of it faster? Put $50 on it. No kidding. Somebody, people don't look at the free stuff when they're looking for deals on stuff. Put $25-$50 on it. It'll be gone tomorrow.
Amazing.
Yeah, times have changed. Now other shout outs that we also wanted to do for the Saturday, we had Casey and Sean,
Yes.
Orion, the Starscream lady,
Yes.
Jaden from New York.
Oh God.
And we also did an interview with the Russian Ravage. And then Sunday, we had Ron, Big C from Transmissions podcast, Tari, who flipped it and started interviewing us in our interview, and then said, so I kind of took over your guys' show, now what? And Lucas was a show in himself, because he was a...
Yes, a provincial bowler. 5-pin, what's called bowler, and he's 6 years old.
6 years old. Like lights, camera, action, he was just on. Like at 6 years old.
Awesome.
It was awesome. Yeah, and we had not just a just moment, but a fear and courage and just moment. They had their moment, and then we had Christopher Lee Zamet, who does the Transformers movie effects in the Bayverse movies. So,
Yeah.
like, that was amazing. And then we also had Brandon from Prime. To end off our Sunday segment, we had Goober, who you got to check out from partypaulgo.com. Goober's been at many a TFCons, and he is, you always want to sit down with Goober. He's just a ball of energy and so cool to hang out with.
He's an institution unto himself. Yeah, I'm just gonna start building this guy as we talk because I kind of want to.
Cool.
Maybe I can have him finished by the time we're done.
Okay, but Vance, do me a favor, put your mic on mute, because you're gonna hear the what's called the rappers and all that clicking sound while we're talking. It's gonna interfere.
Can you hear this?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, loud and
I'll
clear.
mute it
That's
unless
why.
I got something to say.
Exactly,
Alright.
please. Thank you.
And Impactor also says, since Mr. Magnus and Mr. O are here, what do you think of the intro for the stream that I made? Yes. So what do you?
I wasn't here for the intro, so I don't know.
Oh,
Do it again.
I will do it again in a moment.
Children
Looks like an
of
excuse to run it
Primus.
again.
And Shiva Kobe back from mini Costco run. And
Children of Primus.
And Shiva, let us know what you think of the intro. So I'm going to run it, and then we're gonna show some reveals from everyone else.
Hold on, man. I was singing the theme song.
So you're thinking this?
Children of Primus. Adult collectors.
Why are you making it sound like Berserker?
Yeah, I know.
Go, Children of Primus. Da, 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 da.
Children of Primus, collectors in disguise. Children of Primus, collectors in disguise. Children of Children of Primus. Children of Primus.
Suck in my head for the rest of the night and day.
That's the point.
Yeah, give us your thoughts.
What are your thoughts?
I love
Well,
it. I like it.
I will have to watch it on YouTube later because, like I said, during the stream, I can't hear any of the audio.
Mm,
That whole thing, I got to watch the video and I got to hear Children of Primus. That's it.
okay, well, it's
Yeah,
And then
is
every
there
once in a while,
music that plays
Children
along
of
with
Primus,
it?
and then I would hear a bass tone every once in a while. Okay,
Right.
and like I said, I don't know what it is about what my system is and what your
Mhm.
old system is. I guess mine is saying no. We're not allowing that Canadian shit in here.
Well, funny you say that because Impactor's from your side of the border, and he exclusively worked on that intro from fall because I
Yeah, but we don't claim them, so. Oh wait, hi Impactor. I didn't realize you were in the comments. Love you, buddy.
Well, I
Love you,
liked
buddy.
it. It's stuck in my
It's
head
not
now.
really a
so-
murder prime moment, but since Mr. O's here, I'm going to give him the chance to defend it.
there we go.
I watched another Bayverse Transformers movie today,
Okay.
and I thought the last one was bad. This one is real bad. This is called The Age of Extinction,
Oh, bro, that's the worst one.
where they
I
don't
don't
even
know.
transform anymore. They're a truck, and then they break apart in little cubes, and then they're a robot. There's no
I-
transformation of them anymore. They're all made out of Tony Stark freaking
Nanites.
nanites. Yeah.
I will say, remember, those are the knockoff ones made by humans instead of Cybertronians. So
It
there
doesn't
is a
matter. They
reason
were
for
still
that.
the bad guys of the movie. It sucked. It was so bad.
Hold on. I'm not going to defend it. Okay. I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Okay. The only thing that really saved that movie, and once again, it was the bad guy, Lockdown. Take everything else away. But if you look at Lockdown as a character and what he brought to the screen and his whole backstory, storyline, and everything, I thought that was pretty cool.
I like
Even his
Lockdown.
look too was pretty cool too.
What was it? What was the last
Black
part?
Opt. He was he was a black. Oh, sorry. He's like his whole demeanor was like he's like this black op kind of guy. That's
Oh,
just
yeah.
he's out there to get you in this cool Lamborghini, right? So
Yeah.
that was the only good thing about Age of Extinction was what's it called Lockdown.
Lockdown.
Okay.
Now, hold on.
And the
Let's,
Dinobots, don't even get me started.
Oh, tell me about it.
Don't even get me started.
Did you hear
This
them
movie
talk
is 2.5
with their
hours
English
long, and they
accents?
show up in the last half hour.
Yeah, less than an hour, like a 4-hour movie.
Yeah, it's literally 2.5 hours long. Over. It's the longest of the Bay movies for some reason. I guess they forgot how to edit.
now two things, and which is funny. Actually, when we interviewed Christopher Lee, Mr. O, I don't recall. Did he work on Age of Extinction?
Hold on, I got my dog back in the background. Give me a second.
Okay, so while you're dealing with that, one cool element, I don't remember what channel it is, and it may have been a Facebook, but there's another stop motion animator, and what they did is they took that scene with Optimus fighting the Dinobots, and they redid it with the G1 toys. So using the audio from the movie, but using it with the G1 toys of Optimus and Grimlock, and it completely changes the dynamic. Where it's like, if that's what was in the theater, we would have loved it and watched it, as opposed to the characters they had, that style of Optimus and Grimlock. Like it changes it drastically when they replace it with the G1 characters.
So, sorry to answer your question, Mike. I don't know if you answered it or not. He worked on Dark Side Moon and The Last Night.
Okay, so we can tear apart Age of Extinction because he didn't work
Oh,
on
yeah.
that one. Okay.
No, last night, the thing I like about last night, what he like what we talked about in the interview, like the details they did with Megatron. I thought Megatron in that particular, again, in that particular movie was great because a lot of the G ones, little details that he put in that, in that Megatron figure, which I thought it was awesome, right? And then again, Dark Side of the Moon or Dark Side Moon or whatever the hell you want to call it.
Yeah.
It was the best, Transformer movie, live action. That's why we got Murder Prime.
Okay, I have to ask: is he breaking up for everyone else, or is it just me?
He broke up.
You were
Broke up.
fading out a little bit, but it's not that I couldn't understand them.
Oh, am I breaking up?
Now
For a
you're
minute
Am I
you were.
breaking up with you, Magnus?
Not right now, you're not. But during
Okay.
your little triad there, I could catch like every other word.
Yeah, sound like you're
We've
trying to
had
order a Happy Meal
had
from
a
McDonald's.
ton of storms this past. Hell, we had a flood warning hit us yesterday.
Mm.
I mean,
Well,
I don't. My area was under a flood warning. If I get into a flood zone, everybody else done drowned. I live at the highest point in Spencer County. I live at the top of Willapon Ridge. If there's a flood warning in my area, that we're the last ones left. We're where the boats are going to come to.
so the
Oh
moral
yeah,
of the
were you
story
fine
is
on your
live on
side
high
of the
ground.
border last night, Mr. Magnus?
What's that?
Were you fine on your side of the border last night?
As
You
far
remember how
as
I in the group chat I sent how I know like where my family lives north of me, they got hit with tornadoes. So
Oh,
I
right.
oh,
made a
we
Right.
didn't get
point
any
to get in
tornadoes. We
touch with
just
you.
had some hellish thunderstorms.
Oh, okay, that's
I mean,
good.
thunder clapping so loud that it was rattling stuff on the walls.
Mm.
And my house is made of concrete, if that tells you anything.
Ooh.
The first
Yep.
floor of my house is 3 sides of concrete, and those thunderclaps were making pictures vibrate on the walls. I mean, it was loud. It sounded like bombs being dropped outside.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
storms
took me a
have
while
been
to get
crazy.
used to when I first moved up here because I'm from where I'm from in Virginia. You have all the hills to break up the vibrations from lightning and stuff, but I'm used to it now at this point. But that's I can appreciate how bad that sounds if it's making a
Hmm.
concrete house sound. Jesus.
No, it
No,
must.
yeah. So this thing here, I
Mhm.
forgot I sent that to you. Um, I'm going to get me a few of these. I'm going to get me one first just to see how big it is because that's all the picture we get. There's nothing else.
I
But
think there's two
it's a
sizes of
parts
them, and then
storage.
the smaller ones come
There
in
is.
different colors.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
there's a small one and there's this large one, and it's to store extra parts. It's supposed to be for your blokies, but
Yeah. I mean, it could be
if it,
anything, right?
if it's big enough, I could think of a lot of little. I've got a whole drawer of shit over there. I think it'd be kind of cool to have a little shelf of nothing but Sharkticons. It's like, oh man, I need a fist off for a Starscream. Oh wait, no, it's a Sharkticon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's been a while, but I know that shop that I got most of my blokies from, they had some of them the last time I was in there, both the smaller and bigger size. But I couldn't tell. Like I said, that was like a month or two ago, so it doesn't mean they have them still now. But I might
yeah,
be able to ask them how big they are.
yeah. For $14, yeah, I'll take a risk on it. I want to see what it is.
Cool. No,
And
Magnus.
if they're the size of Null, then I will have to paint them. And I will have the Sharkticon army that is full of Autobot parts and Decepticon parts.
Magnus, did you have
Where do
any?
you keep your stuff? In the Sharkticon belly.
Now, did you have any reveals for this week?
No, I don't have anything in, but I did get a notifications. A couple of things did hit my uh, my inbox for where's it at? Where's that pile of loot? Yeah, so both of my silver bolts are in, and my Alita one from Transformers One, the deluxe, is in.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
So yeah, I've got 85 days on both of those hit evidently yesterday. So I've got 85 days. So I'll wait and see. I like to let it get down to where there's only a week left, and that way I save even more on shipping
Mm.
because it all comes in one big box.
Toy
Yeah,
Warp.
I need to contact Big Bad Toy Store. As much as I plug them on this show, we need to start getting a kickback from them.
Yeah. Right. The important thing for any of these guys to know is I'll accept kickback in the form of free figures instead of actual
That's
money.
right.
So
Hmm.
yeah,
That's right.
easiest guy to send kickback to possible.
It's not just only free
Hell,
figures
I like
or
stickers.
kickbacks. Hold on, I would like to get some free. I'm sorry, I would like to get some figures so we can review them
Hmm.
and then let them know where they
Right.
can get it.
I don't.
Right?
Usually, when you get the big box, they send you a Big Bad Toy Store sticker, and I've got one that's on my laptop, and they just redid them the last time. And these are the new Big Bad Toy Store stickers.
Right. So, Big Bag Toy Store, if you're listening, we will do some reviews of products.
And if you're not, you should be.
We will find
We
you.
would gladly do reviews for you.
Hmm. Oh, which was also the ongoing joke through TFCON. Hasbro, are you listening?
Yeah.
No, Toy Warp.
Even Hector a job at animating for you once he's legally old enough to work for you.
There you go. Toy Warp. Any reveals for you, sir?
So at Tampa Toy Con, every year they've got every show because they hold them once a season. There's a slot car guy there, and I just bought that big stack of slot car tracks I had a couple weeks ago. I went through them, realized that most of them were complete except for the cars. So I was going to go up there and get the cars I needed from the slot car guy, and he wasn't there. So consolation prizes. Finding inexpensive stompers at these shows are really hard to come by. I scored him for $20. This is a Stomper Speedster. It's actually made to run on like a wire track. I haven't gotten around to that review yet, but I've got the wire track set. But found the Dodge Charger, which is one of the molds that are a little harder to find.
Sport kit on that.
Do what?
So look at the sport kit on that one there.
I know,
especially
right?
Around the wheel well.
Yeah. All the speedsters were like that. They all had like really wide, extreme body kits on them. Then, when's the last time you saw one of these?
Oh, a long time ago.
Kid.
Flag.
Like 40 years ago.
Yeah, like the pencil bag. I can't get it open, and it almost feels like there's a pencil in there, but I don't want to break the zipper trying to get it open to find a American number 2 pencil.
Okay, my man. So, I know things in my area and things in Florida are different. So, do you all have Pam cooking spray?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get you a can of Pam's cooking spray and spray it on it in the morning. And by the time you come home that afternoon, you'll be able to unzip it.
Okay. That's new.
Pam cooking spray is the best penetrating oil there is.
Okay, that's really interesting about Pam cooking spray, that you can put things on it and then you can eat it too.
Yep.
Wow.
After that.
And then back to you, Toy Warp.
I was trying to remember that there was a character that had the back of the car as their head.
Oh, is that the actual character? Or what is that?
Yeah, wasn't there like
It's a VHS.
Maybe not necessarily that, but isn't there like a few like GoBots and non-GoBot Transformers that had the rear end of the car as the head?
I think Tor Warp is trying to explain what he has in front of him right now.
Ooh.
What is that?
Is that an episode?
It is
Oh
the first 5 episodes.
Nice.
No.
Right?
GoBot?
Figuring the only place you can find GoBot episodes right now is on Amazon. And you have to pay for them. So
Now you can bootleg it.
bootleg it, hell, it's going on the YouTube channel.
Shush.
And then this monstrosity.
Oh, wow.
right?
What the goony goo goo?
The you remember they actually had like the little comic things on the back, but it's not like a
Oh, hey, Mango.
regular VHS box, right? Instead of just holding the video cassette, which the rest of them did, this thing comes with the old clamshell.
Oh, wow.
wow.
I only picked it up for like 10, 15 bucks, something like that.
Damn. That's a good score.
Mhm.
Right? But yeah, that was my haul from the toy show. Went up there totally expecting to, spend all the money on the slot cars, and there wasn't any there. None Tycho anyway. So yeah, that's
love
what I
how
ended
high
up with.
effort the VHS is with the strip and every comic strip and everything.
Well, it's funny when you showed the GoBots, and then I also got a GoBot. Because from one of the vendors at TFCON, he was saying how at the last TFCON, actually, or no, from this TFCON, but I think the day before or something, they were basically had a presentation about
I
GoBots
gotta get her some treats.
and got everyone into
Wait, Mango, I'll get you some treats, buddy.
GoBots, and because of this, right after everyone watched like
Be nice.
the whole display about GoBots, everyone ran over to the dealer table, and the one guy was saying however many GoBots he had on his table, like one guy just bought everything because like everyone just got this new interest in the GoBots again.
Well, actually, Goober got the Puzzler, the full set.
Nice. Okay.
Ooh, Puzzler's one of the better ones.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes and no. He comes apart about as easy as Devastator does because that middle car, the only thing holding like the upper torso to the legs is that middle
Yep.
car, and it's a cop car.
Yep.
And the lights on top of the cop car is what the top sits down on, but it doesn't like click in or anything. It just kind of sits there. Yeah, he comes apart just about as easy as Devastator does.
Yeah, and if those lights ever break off, you're done.
Right.
Well, I mean, for that figure, Puzzler
Yeah.
together only sells for about $1.20. If you find one like it's in the box, he only sells for like $1.50. The cars separately, you find those things for like $10.
Wow.
Huh.
Yeah.
I actually had that figure, and I was saying to Goober in the video that I lost like some boxes that had figures in it, right? And I only had the one left, which is the red car, like the head part, right? So I was actually trying to find it, but he's the one that got it. Good for him.
Mhm.
Oh, too bad I can't send you anything. I've got an extra one.
Who says you can't send him anything?
Exactly. Don't
The,
tease me.
there's isn't there like a huge problem? Yeah, I got to fill out paperwork and shit to send anything to Canada.
Why?
Do it for us.
It's been that way. There's been many for years. At some point, there's been many eBay sellers. At one point, I remember they refused to ship to Canada because, again, it's one of and this is even before all the tariff nonsense. But for us to send to the States, not a problem. For Americans to send to Canada, there's all sorts of paperwork. So a lot of American sellers will be like, I only sell in America because I don't want to deal with the paperwork to Canada. And
Now,
Get
what-
shit together.
Now,
at
what
times, I don't
eBay's
blame them because on our side of the border, I buy an item for like say $10 and whatever the conversion, this and that, it gets to the border. All of a sudden, I'm paying like an extra $30 because the border is just like, what is this item? Let's investigate it. And then, but you don't know this until it shows up at your door. So you've already paid your $10. Delivery guy shows up and is like, well, you have to pay an extra $30 because the border had to check out your package. And like that wasn't a part of the deal. But at some point they start throwing that on the Americans and they're like, I'm not paying this
Nice and cute.
extra fee, so I'll just deal with only
Mango,
Americans,
it's so patient. That ain't gonna hurt you.
which is unfortunate, but that's our borders.
Well, eBay's found some kind of way around it because I have sold stuff to Canadians before. What you do is you send it to a center they have in like Milwaukee or something, and then they ship it to Canada for you.
That must be recent because I know at one point there was this whole other process of essentially the seller would pay this I think it was either the seller or the buyer would pay this extra fee in case it gets in case customs says anything. So in a sense, if customs says nothing, you still ended up paying the fee anyways to prevent customs from saying something. So it's like,
Jeez.
yeah, like it's like a hit or miss with that.
That sounds like a pain. I've shipped plenty of things down to Americans and not really had any problems, though not
Me too.
recently. But
Well, I mean, the stuff I've sent to the States, never an issue. Never an issue. It's, from the States coming up here that it gets a bit weird. Which some other channel was really
If you come to Magnus's wedding, I
Mhm.
will bring the toy with me and give it to you.
Here's something.
More incentive. More
See?
incentive.
I'm crossing fingers here, man.
Which is funny. And unfortunately, he didn't have time to sit down and talk with us. Because there were a lot of Americans that came up to TFCon. One of them, he said, basically, all the toys that he bought was basically for friends in the States. So what he would do is, like, on the Saturday, would buy a handful of stuff. Early Sunday, he would go over to not Canada Post because they're open Sundays, but whatever shipping, and he'd ship it back to his friends in the States. So that way, when he's driving across, he doesn't have to deal with any of the nonsense. And a lot of times, that's what people like. Even in the music business, they're like, well, if you're going to Canada or you're going from the States, whichever way you're going on the border, don't have the stuff on you. Like, you drive across the border, send your stuff through the mail, so that way it lands somewhere else. There's no issues at the border and like, what are these boxes, what are you trying to do, and this and that. Because technically, if you come across as like an artist and you're selling CDs, you're supposed to have paperwork because now you're working on that side of the border and all this and that. Ship the stuff, zero issues. Yeah, there's a lot that people don't realize when it comes to, and this is years before all these tariff things came into place.
So what's making it difficult to come across the border from Canada now?
the general sense of hostility that's been happening.
Yeah, in a sense, it's kind of the hidden things that were happening have now been more on the forefront. So it makes it more difficult depending on the individual. Because some people, they have zero issues getting across either way, but then there's others where they're like, oh, look, you stole the pencil back in grade 2, so we're not letting you across. And I'm like, really? It's just at that point, and it's unfortunate because everyone's like, we have friends on both sides. Like, personally, we have no issues. The other side has no issues with us, but the rules are making it difficult for everyone.
Yeah, I had a bunch of people come down from the States for my brother's wedding because we have family in Buffalo. No problems there, fortunately, but even so, we got friends on both sides.
No, speaking of unfortunate situations, and it didn't turn out as unfortunate as it could have been. One of the vendors at TFCON was mentioning how some people came to the con and were essentially trying to steal their cash box. And
Oh,
yeah, and they did it in a way where, because I know there's two guys at the table and they're not far from where we are, but three girls, I think it was three girls that they said, one was talking to one guy to distract him while the other one was trying to run away with the cash box. But the second guy quickly noticed, startled the girl, so she dropped it and ran out. As they were running out, that's when the staff, caught them and said, "You guys didn't even pay to get in here. So how did you guys get in and stuff?" So it's only because the one guy was startled why they fortunately were able to not lose their cash box, because that's not something you want to lose after an entire day of sales.
yeah, no kidding.
So let's talk about TFCon. Let's talk about our whole experience there, Spin. I know curious minds wants to know.
Curious
Yeah, I mean,
minds.
I want to know because I wasn't there for most of it.
Exactly. And since Magnus wasn't able to hear what happened, so let's tell him.
Last year I tuned in, Friday and Saturday, and a little bit on Sunday.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Well,
this year I couldn't get nothing to work.
well,
Yeah, that's weird. I didn't
yeah,
have a
that's
problem.
weird. Well, let's start from the beginning. So the beginning was basically, we got there, and the expectation that Spin and I had, we're hoping of getting that corner to do our lounge. But unfortunately, we didn't get it, but that was okay. Again, we had Dennis from the Hilton that was cool to help us out. Was the space that we eventually did get, and we got the chairs that we wanted. We were able to put up a really good. We got rid of our table, the 6 feeder, and he brought us like a what's called a 3 feet table, so Spin could put his equipment on. And then from there, we just put everything all together. We put our poster up. We had everything all lined up. And then as soon as we were about to start, we had people already wanting to jump on the show. And our first guest was there with Magnus. And from there, it just went. And the funny part is, or actually, I shouldn't say the funny part is, the cool thing is that everybody really loved our setup, how loungy it was, the chairs that we were able to get, and everybody felt so comfortable, relaxed, and they really enjoyed the environment that we were able to create in a situation where, again, we wanted that other corner, but we did the best to what we got with the help with the Hilton. Did I miss anything, Spin?
No, you got it. And you know what? It's one of the volunteer staff who works there. And he dresses up as the Swedish chef, which we had on our channel, I think the year before, and he's a really cool guy.
Yep.
And he said, there's pros and cons to the thing, and it's pros and cons to the location we wanted and to the location that we got. Whereas it's like, well, now we're inside with the action. But the one cool thing that I would say is, and I don't want to get into too much details in a whole other conversation, but what was really cool is Colin, who was the head of TFCON, started the entire thing. At one point, he was standing kind of across from where our table was, holding up his camera, and did a whole 360 video and put on the official TFCON YouTube channel. In that video, you see our table and our banner up on the wall and everything. And I'm like, that's
Really
actually
clearly, too.
very cool.
Yeah, and the way how we were able to set up the rest of the section, because we actually got 3 tables basically, right? And so the other 2 crew, which is basically what's called Anthony, and then with Andrew and
Neil
Neil, Neil
and Scott.
and Scott, right? The really cool thing that we actually use the Children of Primus banner, the one with the sponsored by Costume Central. So we were able to put it in the middle between those 2 tables, and so it looked like we had like this one super corner of Children of Primus. So when people are walking by, right, they're like, "Oh, look, that's the Children of Primus area." It was like very similar to like Ages 3 Ups area, or the Children Prime area, right? So we actually did a really good setup this year. We think we really upped our game. So that is something that we're super proud of. And then for next season, for next season, for next year, I think we're gonna take another big step as well too.
You know what else took a big step while you guys were doing that? The subscriber count.
Yep.
That was a nice little jump. You guys, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah.
How much did it jump?
Well, we've
We're
passed the 500 mark.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got
we're
past
down to
500.
480 again for some odd reason. when we reached 500, we went right down to 480, and then we jumped right over to 500 for that weekend. So that was really great. So thank you for everybody that subscribed and liked and made comments as well too. Super awesome. Please continue to do that. The other highlight, again for us, for Spin and I, is that we didn't stop at all. It was just on the go. Like, there was just people waiting just to sit with us and talk to us. Whereas last year or the year before, we literally had to grab people. Like, hey, come and talk to us. Here, come, sit over here. Here's $50. Right? But this year, you saw everybody just like standing around, just waiting just to jump on with us. And
wow.
You know what? It was super easy, man. I'm telling you.
Almost makes you want to do another TFCon, doesn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other highlight as well too, like what Spin was saying about Colin, some of his minions were kind of standing around and looking at what we're doing, and I think they were taking notes.
Well,
So if anybody's going to copy us, hey, we'll take it, because that's a form of what?
Flattery.
Thank
it
you.
is.
And then some of the other podcasters that came on, like Casey and Sean, when they came on, they really digged what we're doing. They were a great pair coming on and showing their book that they created, and it's like a D&D game, and they're just fantastic as well too. And again, as podcasters themselves, they really complimented our setup. And then also Big C from Transmission Podcast. Man, what a super cool dude guy. We were just talking to him, and again, he felt so comfortable sitting there, and you could tell he wanted to stay there even longer. Right? But I had to kick him. I'm only joking, see, I didn't want to kick you out, but we had people waiting, right? So yeah, it was I think the highlight for me, it was just able to do what Spin and I thought about a year ago, and we were able to get our vision to really happen. So kudos to Mike, pat on the back to you for helping me to and a little bit of Anthony, but he had a wedding to go to.
I promise next year I will be more present. I will be able to do things. I will be on camera doing some of these interviews. Won't just be you two. This year was a one-time thing.
What about you, Spin?
I mean, all of the interviews were amazing. Like, it's just, I enjoyed every one of the interviews. The closing ceremonies of TFCon, where they have the podcast convention, where they invite all the different YouTube channels, like Spotify channels, to just close out the convention. They invited us to be a part of that, which they also gave us a copy, so I'm loading that onto our channel. But just the overall experience, and what's cool, and this happened with Professor D when he had recorded the TFCon in Chicago. Someone in our comments had mentioned that that we caught a picture or of them in the video, which is really cool, because in a sense, it's like that's a part of that's kind of a memorable moment that now that person can always go back and be like, and watch that video and be like, I was there. That's so cool. It's the same thing that happened with the TFCon in Chicago, because someone had given Peter Cullen a hug, and D happened to catch that on the camera, so that's on our channel. And the person's like, "Oh my gosh, you've got that moment recorded. I can always go back and watch it." And I'm like, "That's so cool for that."
That's special, yeah.
Man, it really sounds like you guys need to do more TFCons in different places.
Hopefully, the fact that we were able to get a major sponsor to come sit down with us, Brent from Children of Prime, and sit down with us, and he was a great guest, just telling all the stuff that he has to go through, again shipping all that stuff through Canada, I mean from the States to Canada, you know, where he's from Arizona, telling his whole story, which is a family business, and you know how it all started and where it is today. You know, it's pretty cool success story that they have, right? And again, we're going from a sponsor, and then we also got just a regular kid. Yeah, I'm going to call him a kid. He's 21, a regular kid that he has his own little booth as well too, and he's selling his stuff from New York, and he's telling his whole side hustle story, right? Which I have to admit, I got to give him props. You know, Jalen, for a young guy for 21 years old, you know, he has a really good head on his shoulder as a young up and coming entrepreneur. And shout out to his dad. We're gonna sit down. We're gonna have some Tito's, okay? Don't worry, we're gonna have some of that, okay? So, yeah, it was so great that the fact that we were able to talk to a sponsor, to a vendor, to a 6 years old child as well, telling us his love of Transformer, and then we were able to talk to his dad, and he was able to pass on that love, and then just talking to other guests as well too, right? And so I think it was a really good weekend, and you know what, Torb, you're right. Hopefully, when TFCon's in Chicago or LA or something like that, maybe we'll, truck on down and do a podcast from there. Let's see what the future holds.
We'll coordinate something. And I mean, sometimes after the stream, when we've had our conversations, and I remember our conversation between the three of us, Torb and Mr. O, when we're kind of throwing ideas in terms of coming up, and certain times, even as a content creator, because I don't think we use the word YouTubers. Yeah, when you're coming up with ideas, it's like, do we jump on what what, in a sense, what the sheep are doing, because that's getting them views and everything, or do we come up with our own ideas? The lounge was our own idea, and we implemented that. And it's interesting, everyone taking research of what we're doing, because they were researching what we were doing last year, looking at what we're doing this year. So, now if anyone comes about with a lounge for next year, we're coming with a different idea. We don't know what it is yet, but we're not revealing it yet. So you guys can come out with the lounge for next year. We'll have something else different. That's all I gotta say with that. But it's still gonna be fun. And ending our stream on Sunday with Goober. Goober is just
Goober is Goober, man.
Goober is Goober.
He's Uber Goober.
You check out his channel, Party Paul Go on YouTube. He is just a ball of energy, and what he said was cool is at the end of TFCon for the last few years, a bunch of them will get together, go to a 7-Eleven, and just get a bunch
not 7-Eleven.
Slurpee run.
It's not 7-Eleven. It's the Petro Canada.
But it used to be 7-Eleven. It started off as 7-Eleven, but now they sell Slurpees at Petro Canada. But essentially the Slurpee run. So it started off with a handful of them. I think last year was like 69 of them, which was funny. This year is like over 80 of them. So just imagine you're in a gas station and just 80 people show up for Slurpees.
Oh, sorry. For our American viewers, petrol means gas.
I think that means gas everywhere.
And Canada means Canada.
I had to put it out there because
My brain tickles.
Because they like to say to who as we like to say to whom. So
the Children of Primus has not been brought to you by J.R. Ewing. People are like, I don't understand J.R. Ewing and the association. I'm like,
do you guys have any questions for us to about TFCon?
Did Professor D make an appearance?
You know what? He did and he didn't, which I'm going to say this on record because obviously we're streaming and it's going to be recorded. He showed up. I was very happy that he was there. I think Spin was happy as well too. Mm-hmm. He came by, our lounge, and we're basically kind of getting ready for him to jump on. We wanted him to jump on and talk and have a great conversation, and then for whatever reason he disappeared.
Oh,
He disappeared, and the good thing was that because we were getting ready for him, that's when we had Russian Ravage, what's called jump on with us, and we had a really good conversation. So thank goodness that he was there to come in right away, because like I said, we're literally getting ready for D to come on him, and he just disappeared. And so yeah, he made an appearance, but he didn't make an appearance on the show, obviously.
Yeah, so we're happy to see him, but you know, it's, right now he finds us, we don't find him. And that's kind of how it is right now. But we're happy to see him, so that's always a good thing, because you know you get worried when you don't see or hear from someone.
Right. Yeah.
And there we go. There's Optimus and Megatron with the Coldplay kiss cam. The internet has shut down with that.
Oh my goodness.
You know, which means other things could be happening in the background, and it would be completely ignored because the internet is fixated on billions and billions of memes of the Coldplay concert.
So you're saying if we wanted to do a heist, now's the time?
That, but it would definitely be it.
My only beef with TFCON this year.
Careful.
No, I'm not going to be careful. That I didn't have freaking time to go buy anything.
That's fair.
I did it.
I'll be around next year to provide an alternate host as well, so you can go do things.
Well, you know what? Listen, the only cool thing that, you know, Big C from Transmission, podcast, he gave us, 2 comic books. So very grateful. Thank you very much for that.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, I really wanted to do some shopping, and we weren't able to. And then on top of it, when I was talking to Boris over there from Agents 3 Up about the Shockwave comic book figure that they had, it was just, you know what, Anthony, if you can find that image, or anybody can find that image, that'd be great to post that, just to show people what we're talking about. Are you okay? All right.
Yeah, no, I just managed my camera.
Yeah, and there was actually some other ones that are very similar, with Straxus on the cover as well too. Again, I saw that on the Friday. Those guys didn't have their payment machine ready or whatever, right? Because I wanted to buy it that Friday, but they're still setting up. Agent Series and up, and the next day when we got in, I kid you not, I beeline to that table, and it was gone. And I was like, and they only had 2. There it is.
There's the figure and the package that he comes with.
Look how beautiful that is. I was going to pair that up with my comic, because I have the comic book, and I was going to pair those 2 together.
Yeah, as we have the image on the screen, Drunk 3PO said TFCon was great and was cool meeting you all, and it was very cool.
Same here
as well.
Same here. Thank you for stopping by.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that was the other thing too. That was pretty cool. There was quite a few people that actually stopped me when I was going for our, we don't call it commercial breaks anymore. We call it pee breaks. And so, I'm there taking off, and yeah, it literally was, right? And a couple of people were like, "Hey, aren't you're that Mike old guy, whatever, from Children of Primus? You guys are doing that podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah, come by and talk to us," right? So that was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And then obviously the end of the show when we did the panel, being invited again to be participating with that, I thought that was very nice of everybody to allow us to do that.
I felt like I stole so much valor just by being on that panel, despite not having been there that entire weekend. Yeah, I'm one of these guys. You didn't see or hear from me, but I was around. I was doing stuff.
Well, you know what? Last year I did it, and I think it was fair for at least Spin and Anthony to come on there, right? I was gonna step back, right? But they were able to get all 3 of us on there, so I thought that was great of them for allowing us to do that.
Drunk 3PO says I was the guy that was live streaming from my phone. Not
Yep.
sure if you remember. We do remember you, and
We do remember.
and hopefully you can be a guest, in the near future, so we can connect our channels and see, and let us know what your experience was of TFCon.
So I do have a little bit of a question. Are you
Sure.
all do you all live in Toronto, or are you close enough to Toronto that you drive home every night, or do you have to get a hotel?
No, we live in
I-
Toronto.
Yeah.
Well, I do.
Yeah,
Let
we're
me
close.
let me rephrase that. I used to live in the city of Toronto. Then I just moved to the suburbs of Toronto, which is called Vaughan. But where TFCon is not actually in Toronto, it's in Mississauga, which is part of the GTA, which is called the Greater Toronto Area. So technically, it's about, if there's no traffic on the highway,
Yeah.
it should take you a good 20 minutes, 25 minutes to get there. But
Yeah,
because there's traffic on the highway, it gets you like 5 days to get there.
Yeah, because right now the traffic is the ongoing joke is it takes an hour from Toronto to get to Toronto.
Get to Toronto. Yep.
Yeah.
But essentially, like Toronto, just think of Toronto in the circle. Mississauga is like 30 minutes to the west of Toronto. He's kind of on top, and I live on the eastern side of it. So, like, I grew up in the city, but now I'm outside on the outskirts of it. So it's still easier to just drive there, because especially in the mornings, this Saturday setup, you have to be there, I think, like 7-8 in the morning. So essentially to be on the road before the traffic shows up, so you get there, do whatever you need, and you're good. Whereas like once traffic shows up, you're just on the road for like an hour, even though it shouldn't take an hour.
It would be extremely convenient for me to get a hotel, but the thing is, I try to leave in the green profits wise, which I do every year, and the hotels are so expensive that would completely shoot that idea in the foot.
Well, there's I think Neil, he's from Scarborough, which is part of Toronto. It's one of the boroughs.
Yep.
So think of New York. New York has there are 5 boroughs like Harlem, Brooklyn, and so forth. Well, Toronto has the same thing, right? So he's from Scarborough, and that's the opposite end where TFCon is. And what him and his wife did, they actually got a hotel they got a room at the hotel, and they made it a weekend. So you can't do that if you want to if you really want to do that. But for Spin, myself, or Anthony, it's not really worth it, because we're close. We're close enough to go home.
And I mean, we did discuss that in our previous one, like the 10 11 things to and 10 11 things associated to like TFCon or any convention, because I mean, really, if you value your time and you don't want to be driving back and forth, you get a hotel, but that is a cost. One detail that one guest brought up that wasn't within our 10 things for like any convention is, if you go to a vendor and you're buying a G1 figure or any figure, ask them to transform that figure right in front of you, or if you can transform it before you buy it, as opposed to like, you paid for this item and then you take it home and it's like it's missing parts or it snaps or something. Ask the vendor, transform it in front of me, and I'll pay for it. And that's a detail that was very cool that many of us never think about when just going to any toy convention, not just TFCon in general.
I actually, at my toy convention last weekend, I actually went up to the front where they were doing the tickets and asked anybody if they had a AA battery so I could check this. And I'll be damned, they had one.
Nice.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, if you need something like that, that's the place to get it. Yeah. See, here's the one thing I should have done. I'm not too sour about this because it's within my means to fix it, but my nice little gold G2 Bumblebee that I got, which I'll put in front of the camera here, lovely looking figure. It has the loosest arms ever. Like,
Yeah.
they just fall down. Yeah. Now I
Bubble.
can give it the floor polish treatment right in there and fix those joints, so it's not that big of a deal. But I really should have asked him to do that first. Honestly, it's still probably
Anthony,
worth it because the chrome on him is pristine and everything.
Anthony, isn't he older than you?
What, Bumblebee?
That bumblebee in your hand?
No. This is the Generation 2 one. This would have come out in 94. I was born in 88. So this is actually one that I saw on the shelves as a kid but didn't get. So this is a little, that's why I snagged it.
But aren't you getting a little loose in the arms now too?
You know what? Yeah, that is true.
I saw that one coming.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I got Transformers here that's loose, and they got creaks in their knees, and you know what? I got creaks in my knees. I got pinches in my spine, and
Yeah.
I got extra parts. I got steel in my finger. Yeah.
This is true. Let me tell you, I went paintballing for the first time a few weekends ago for my brother's bachelor party, and crawling around, trying to worm around things, getting on my hands and knees, trying to combat roll. I was like, oh, this is a game for somebody at least a decade younger than me. I'll tell you.
So I got a funny paintball story. I got a friend of mine, and his family was one of the more well-off people in our area. And so he was the only kid, so anything that he wanted, he got. And when paintball got its first real big showing, it was around, let's say I was a junior, so 90, 91. And then paintball was hot and heavy. Everybody was doing it. Cops were doing it for training and shit like that. And he got this gun, and it was the first one I'd ever seen that had the big air tank underneath of it. And it was bad. I mean, it didn't have the big long
I'm still on.
trigger on it where you had to flutter your fingers like this. His, you just pulled it back about halfway, and it was fully automatic.
Oh,
And it would zing you, man. I mean, it was just absolutely painful. Well, our house, there was about an 8-foot hill where our yard was, where the road was, and it was almost straight up and down. So that had to be weed eated instead of mowed. And I was out there after school one day, and I was weed eating, and I heard a car pull up behind me and stop like that. And I turned around, and all I saw was a barrel sticking out of the back window of this car, and it looked like a shotgun. And I just kind of flinched up, and bam, I was shot center chest. I mean, right in the middle of my rib cage. And it's paintball. It's Bryce. It's my best friend. And they shot me at about 4 feet with no shirt on, covered in sweat.
wow.
And dude, I had
Ouch.
a bruise on my chest this big, but I hit the ground, realized what it was, and I looked up, and Bryce starts freaking out and starts screaming at Cody, his brother who was driving, and he's like, "Go, go, 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 go!" And I just grabbed that weed eater and stuck it through the window. Hurt. Oh, it's hurt. I didn't get nobody with the weed eater, thank God. I'd rip somebody's eyeballs out with that monster, but yeah, I was mad. I was mad.
Your friends go around poking the bear.
But on another note, we went. It was my second year in college. I'd come home for Thanksgiving, I think it was, because it was fall. It was cool. And some buddies of mine asked me if I wanted to go paintballing, and I was like, I don't have a gun. They're like, oh, we got plenty. You can borrow one of ours. And so we went out. Well, I had, you know what a puffy coat is?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's got, it makes you like this thick because it's just got a big layer of fluff on it. I wore one of those. Well, with paintball, that's like body armor because the paintballs don't bust on it. And so I'm taking shots, and they're like, paint check. And I'm like, nope, I'm clear.
Were you playing in the wintertime? Because something like that would be like hot if you're wearing like a puffy jacket inside.
But it was cold outside.
Okay, so you're outside. You were an indoor.
Yeah, it was November.
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely be wearing that then.
Mhm.
Yeah, we don't have no indoor paintball things around here.
Those
No,
are
we just have big open fields with stacks of cars and pallets and shit like that to jump around behind.
So you guys are lucky.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, we have.
I've got a 7 acre field behind my house that we play in every once in a while.
See,
We haven't done it
unfortunately
in years,
here,
but we used to.
right? See, unfortunately here, like it snows.
Watch the 4-letter words.
You know. So we have to have some indoor stuff.
We have to have some indoor stuff.
Yeah.
So we're slowly going to be rounding out for the evening. Bill Barclay, welcome, Bill.
Hey, Bill.
Is asking what Transformers reveals can we expect at San Diego Comic-Con?
Fear
Age of the
Courage, take it
Primes.
away.
Probably the next wave of Age of the Primes. Maybe we'll be lucky enough to see Bruticus as well. There were some gray models shown last time for Studio Series guys. Maybe we'll see those in color. Other than that, I don't know. It's pretty open. We don't have too many leaks right now that I can think of that really apply to that. I'll just wait and see.
At SDCC, do they reveal on third party stuff there as well?
Nah, that place is too official for that.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of movement on this piece that I've had pre-ordered for 3 years now, and it's by Big Firebird. It's the people that put the Nicey transformer out, the RC with the big chest. And it's the Windblade is starting to get it's starting to get traction again. I noticed it on the message boards, and somebody put up a picture of a 3D rendering of the model that they've got going. So we'll check that one out.
Well, the big reveal, or I guess the exclusive at TFCON Toronto in Mississauga, was the figure, a third party figure it was called Hangman, and the Chosen Prime were selling those.
The Chosen Prime was selling them, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, you keep saying Children of Prime. You mean Chosen Prime?
The Chosen Prime.
The Chosen Prime, yes.
Okay.
Wait, you wanted those?
It must us. I was like, well, let me see one. Hold on up. I want one.
No,
but the money, I got paper. I got. What you got? I got here, Professor. I got $1,100 in PayPal right now. Where's it at?
At the Chosen Prime.
.com.
But here's the funny part, okay? I think at one point in the conversation, when he was kind of promoting his company, I think he said Children of Primus. Right? So, hey, thank you. I'll take it.
Free promotion. Well, Bill says there's a large and small third-party broadside happening. Dr. Wu's is tiny, and some other company is bringing out a large figure.
Oh, I saw at GameStop just this past week a tidal wave. Tidal wave Titan in the box there, and that's a good looking. That's a good looking figure right there. I might have to go back there.
Yeah, everybody enjoys that one because of its role in the video game.
Yeah.
Okay, the Chosen Prime.
Yep.
I'm on their website now. I hope it's theirs. Vance Hobby Ocular Max.
Yeah, so they had.
What am I looking for?
Hangman.
Yeah, that was their TFCon exclusive. It was it was their version of a late European G1 character called Snare, because they do somebody from Euro G1 every year as a TFCon exclusive.
And they actually do limiteds, so they don't do big runs of it, which is pretty cool because then it actually becomes a collectible, right?
Yeah, it says TFCon exclusive.
You want
good looking.
You want to show it? You want to put up an image of it?
I'm trying. It's not. There's. It won't let me click on it. Let me try this. Copy. Span. Send the link to you in private. And there.
There we go.
No. See, we got no problem promoting people.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the cool things about this community. Like, there is no pride, meaning that they will talk about us and we'll talk about them.
Mm-hmm. There we go. That's that is Hangman from the Chosen Prime.
Was it drag strip?
Wait, I did. No, that is. So that is the G1 character that it's based on is named Snare, and they came out in Europe right at the turn of the 90s, right at the end of G1. They didn't come out in like the US or Canada. They're a member of a team of jets called the Predators.
Oh, it's a jet. I guess I should have glasses on.
He looks
Oh
like
yeah, there's one of the pictures that shows two other jets beside him. They're like soft neon colors.
Yeah.
Those are a couple of the other exclusives they've done over the years.
But he looks like a jet from what's it called? From the Michael Bay Transformer line that has
Wait.
like
If he was
like
white,
a
he'd be an
leopard on it.
X-13 from G.I. Joe.
Yeah. And I have that toy. You know what? And I wish I had my box here and I would have showed it.
There we go.
I'll show it to next week.
Yeah, I'd like to see. I'd like to see what size that is. Was
They're
it
like
deluxe? Was it
masterpiece
deluxe?
size, roughly.
Yeah.
Oh, are they? Okay, because it's $170.
Yeah, it's not too bad value. I didn't get it this year because I've gotten their exclusive a couple previous years, and I wanted something different. But I have the Huntsman and Clench, which were their takes on Stalker and Clutch, and they were both pretty good figures. I just didn't go for this guy because I only get one exclusive, so I wanted the Rodimus instead. But yeah, generally, they make pretty good products. They're very chunky, very sort of toyish. They're not as fiddly as a lot of third-party stuff can sometimes be. Uh, so I really enjoy the things they put out. So he'd probably be. I'm pretty confident in saying he's probably a good figure.
Well, let's see. We're gonna sign out in 2 minutes. Bill Barkley is asking, is anyone actually gonna buy that 4-foot Fort Max from Fan Toys?
Is he talking about Fortress Maximus, or is he talking about Metroplex?
The divorce. No, they're making a divorce class Fort Max as well.
Well, just to answer your question there, Bill, it all depends on if that is still available after the wedding. Because if I didn't have a wedding coming up, there'd be a 4-foot Metroplex standing behind me right here. But the 4-foot Metroplex sold out in 4 days.
No kidding.
Oh,
Yes, sold out in 4 days. So I'm going to say a 4-foot Fort Max, probably along the same lines.
I mean, I imagine what the resale value is gonna be on that.
That's a lot of divorces.
Let me look.
That's why it's that's why it's named that.
Whoops.
It's called. You got to order one of those in a box that has no label, no nothing. Shows up. Just shows up. To your door unexpectedly, and then you just bring it down to your special room, and then you open it up. You take a quick look, and then you put it in the closet, and you wait for a little bit, about a month or so before you take it out.
And the best part is the conversations that you'll see in all the different Facebook groups, where it's just like trying to hide this 4-foot figure,
From the
I'm
wife.
yeah, I'm going to be divorced, gonna sleep on the couch in the basement, like all. It's just funny the conversations that come about on that.
Just marry somebody who's cool with the stuff you do, like I did.
Yep.
It's not
That's
that difficult,
exactly it.
people.
That's exactly it. So on that
Yes.
note,
Peace.
so on that note,
Wait, hold on.
hold on,
Subscribe. Hit that link.
Yeah.
hit the
Whatever
like.
that notification bell, whatever.
like.
Make some comments, please. I guess it's supposed to something about the.
I'll
I
do
don't
the
know.
rest off camera.
Yeah,
he's coming together.
And he's going to Megatron, the one missing his leg. He's gonna smash the like button and all that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna hit it with his feet with his cannon here.
There
There's a
you
like
go.
button
Hit it.
right there
Hit
that's
it.
pressing.
Hit it.
I say hit it.
And until all are one.
Until all. Oh wait.
One.
See you next week.
See you next week.
We now return you to the Children of Primus.